let's be honest here. Carnivore works for 99% of the people because they treated their intestinal tract like a waste disposal. They've been eating garbage, processed foods, especially in America. I mean, the amount of people that need to do a carnivore diet in America is astounding. And that brings us to the actual nutritional part of this video. I mean, eating out is fun. It allows you to break from the monotonous fitness or bodybuilding lifestyle, eating the same meals every single day. It allows you to get a nice metabolic boost by having a caloric intake that's in a slight surplus. Allows you to spend significant time with your other while parading around the town, looking large and in charge, eating a boatload of food and sweating profusely, right? But the core nutrition needs to be in place 6.5 days per week. You're meal prepping your own foods. So here are a couple ground rules for home-cooked meals. Follow an elimination diet and only eat foods you can digest properly. So if the food is giving you, again, indigestion, gastroesophagus reflux disease, acid reflux, constipation, gas, bloating, stomach distress, diarrhea, etc., 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 and why are you eating it? I mean, honestly, guys, just look at the title of this video. Nutrition isn't rocket science. Eat the food that digests well for you. And with 1,000,001 food choices out there, you're going to have to follow an elimination diet and figure out which foods digest well and which foods certainly don't. And I guess which ones we're going to eat every single day. The ones that digest well, obviously. Now, you don't have to eliminate an entire micronutrient or food group, right? I'm not against following a carnivore diet for a month or two to get intestinal inflammation under control and as a first start of an elimination diet, but later on you need to reintroduce food sources that are healthy, right? You can follow a ketogenic diet. You still need some fruits or carbohydrates post-workout to replenish glycogen and get some sort of insulin response. You can follow a vegan diet, and now you're missing out on the animal meat protein sources and vitamin B12, creatine, carnitine, and whatever else that's beneficial from animal meat sources. So don't eliminate entire food groups. Don't become a food Nazi. Don't do that because you're missing out on all the potential benefits of a multitude of different food sources that can all be healthy and beneficial to you. Eat a different protein source with each meal. Feel free to combine 2 or 3 protein sources in the same meal. So if you want to have an omelet with 2 or 3 egg yolks and a little bit of minced meat in there, go right ahead. Feel free to bulk meal prep a week's worth of protein servings in advance, then freeze and thaw as needed, right? With protein sources, we can actually do that. So if you want a boatload of chicken and a boatload of beef and a boatload of salmon prepared, just portion it out, cook it in advance, thaw it as needed, and then throw it in a microwave or air fryer or wherever you prefer. Eat a different carbohydrate source with each meal. Feel free to combine 2 or 3 carbohydrate sources in the same meal. So if you want to have pumpkin, yes, that's a carbohydrate source, with rice and quinoa, I'm all for it. I prefer rice with quinoa because it slows the digestion. And this way you get a broad spectrum of micronutrients instead of just sticking to white rice. Only eat carbohydrate sources prepared fresh. This is very key. This is very important. If you follow a diet with carbohydrates, then eat those fresh on the day that you prepared it, because otherwise you get resistant starches. That's the case with potatoes. That's the case with rice and some other carbohydrate sources. If you cook it and you leave it to get cold, you get resistant starches, and this is now messing with your digestion, and this might even inhibit the absorption of certain micronutrients. Eat a different fat source with each meal, and feel free to combine 2 or 3 fat sources in the same meal. So it can be mixed nuts and a little bit of avocado, or mixed seeds and nuts, right? Or a little bit of fat that is coming from the animal meat sources, right? Salmon, mixed nuts, and avocado, all at low portions. I mean, you get a broad spectrum of fatty acids that are all healthy, containing a boatload of micronutrients. Go right ahead. Supplement fats in with fish oil, mixed nuts, seeds, avocado, extra virgin olive oil, or macadamia nut oil, etc. But we'll get into that a little bit later on. So first, you assess how much protein you need from the animal meat sources. Some of this already contains a good amount of healthy fats. Same with some of the carbohydrate sources, like oatmeal, for example, has a decent amount of fat. And then you supplement a little bit of fish oil, mixed nuts, avocado, and oils on top of the fat that's already contained in the protein and carbohydrate sources. Not rocket science. All you have to do is track the macros. Eat vegetables with each meal. No exceptions, no excuses. I'm tired of seeing this. I don't eat vegetables because of XYZ reason. Your digestion is going to be fucked. End of story. And I know the carnivore crowd is going to resist me on this and try to debate me in the comment section. Go right ahead. I won't respond, but it's all good for the algorithm. Let's be honest here. Carnivore works for 99% of the people because they treated their intestinal tract like a waste disposal. They've been eating garbage, processed foods, especially in America. I mean, the amount of people that need to do a carnivore diet in America is astounding because the processed foods and their overall diets that have been following to the point their intestinal tract breaks apart. It's astounding, dude. It's astounding. If you eat healthy from day one, right? As soon as you can start meal prepping your own meals, I've been doing that since 15 years old. That's 25 years. The only reason why I wanted to do a carnivore diet is to experiment with it. Did I get great results regarding intestinal inflammation? Absolutely. Is it sustainable? Absolutely not. You need vegetables, you need fiber, you need vitamin C, you need carbohydrates, as many of the guys in the carnivore community are now realizing that you can't go meat or butter or cheese only. And again, to be perfectly clear, I don't have a problem with following a carnivore diet for 1 to 2 months as a start of an elimination diet to get your intestinal inflammation under control, learn how to remove all of the processed garbage from your lifestyle and overall diet, get into ketosis, lose some body fat, lose the intestinal mass and bloating, and then start to reintroduce fruits and vegetables and fiber sources and carbohydrates and some healthy fats that are not technically carnivore approved, like mixed nuts, seeds, and avocado, for example. Right? If it's part of an elimination diet to get started, I'm good with it. But after 1 or 2 months, you need to reintroduce other food sources to stay healthy because you're excluding so much from your diet that it's not sustainable, in my opinion. And this is very important to understand what kind of falls under the supplementation part of the lifestyle. We'll do that next video, a little bit more in depth. Add electrolytes to each meal for a balanced sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus intake. So if you want to go with electrolyte-rich food sources, you go with kimchi, olives, anchovies, pickles, soy sauce, or you add in a mix of iodized low-sodium potassium salt or new salt mixed with Himalaya pink salt, and then you add magnesium supplementation. But we'll address this a little bit more in depth when we discuss the supplementation part of the lifestyle. Minimize processed foods and condiments, duh. And as a bonus, to improve digestion, which we'll also discuss in the supplementation part of the lifestyle, add apple cider vinegar tablets or liquids, betaine hydrochloride, TUDCA or UTCA, ox bile, pancreatic digestive enzymes, prebiotics or probiotics as needed. In many cases, it's not required because if you follow an elimination diet, you know exactly what to eat and what not to eat. But if you want to enhance your digestion, especially during the off season, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, betaine hydrochloride, UTCA or TUDCA, or ox bile for intestinal motility, and some digestive enzymes or pre or probiotics goes a very long way. So let me give you a couple suggestions for approved bodybuilding or fitness enthusiast food sources, foods that have always worked for myself, for all of my clients, and some of these food sources will work for you, but not all of them. And it could mean that I left out some healthy food sources that are definitely working for you. It doesn't mean that you have to exclude particular food sources that are not listed on the list that we're now going to discuss. It might mean that I simply forgot or overlooked it. So if a particular food source is definitely working for you and you get amazing digestion and gains and overall recovery benefits out of it, let us know down below in the comment section so we can all learn and the Vigorous crew can get enhanced by these particular food sources. Has nothing to do with performance-enhancing drugs. To this list, I've added how often you can eat particular protein sources, whether that's a certain portion over the day or a portion that you can only have maybe once, 2 times, or 3 times weekly. This is not a hard rule or fact. It's mostly there as a guideline, and it has to do with the digestibility of these protein sources. If you're going to build up a food intolerance regarding heavy metals or other contaminants that might be present in these protein sources. So take this as a general guideline on how often you can eat particular protein sources because, well, you still need a little bit of variety in your diet. You simply can't live off chicken and rice or beef and potatoes every meal, every single day, and then look forward to your cheat meal, which is not chicken and rice or beef and potatoes.